Hello guys, welcome back. Yesterday I made a video in which I explained the basics of Home tab. So I thought of making a series in which one video I will explain how you can use a simple tab in the Microsoft PowerPoint, and in another video I will show you a small example how you can use those tabs and you can use those tools in your actual diagrams or any other graphic that you want to make. So this is a sample graphic. As you can see, this is a tank, and this is a kind of a pump, and these are the conveyor pipes, and this is a hollow fiber hollow fiber membrane in which it's used to purify water, and then it goes for testing and all that. So this is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 step diagram. We are going to make this diagram into a simple and more attractive looking diagram in comparison to this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it small, and I'm going to place it here as an example, and then we are going to start working on this. So first of all, we are going to work on this part, which is a tank. So for that, what you can do is go to the insert option, go to shapes, and take a rectangular shape, and then simply just click here and make a rectangle shape like this. Once you're done with this one, what you can do is copy this shape again. Just press Ctrl, Shift, and left click, and when you click it, then you will see this small cursor with a plus sign. That means you have copied this shape. And remove the cursor first, and then remove Ctrl and Shift, and you will copy this image or copy the shape again without Control plus C. So that's more fast and more convenient to use, so you can use like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a color to this shape, which is white, and then in order to make this shape more like a vessel or more like a tank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a shape effect, which is like this. But before that, I'm going to change its color to a little bit dark color, which is like this one. And also right now currently the boundary color is blue by default, so I'm going to change it to black. Will look more mature. Already it looks much better, but I'm going to give it an effect, which is the B-level effect, and I'm going to add a preset to this one, which is like this one. And now you can see that the shape looks more defined and more vibrant in this color. So once you're done with this one, what I can do is now I'm going to work on the pipeline. So similarly, Control Shift and left click, you copy this one and do like this, and now I'm going to work on the pipeline. So let's say we are going to work on this pipeline like this. So I'm just going to make one, and then I'm going to copy this one and use that as a reference. So one, I need this one, another one I need is an elbow. So go to insert, go to shape options, and then after going to shape options, you can find an elbow right over here. So there are different options that you can use as an elbow. For example, in this case we can use either this one. I think this is the best option. You can use an elbow. So I'm just going to place it like this. So now to make our work more easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple step, and that step is go to Home tab, use Format Painter, and once you format this one, I'm just simply going to replicate on another shape. Now you can see that I have already formatted my shape into another shape, and now I can easily use this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this shape looks equal in size and width to the previous one that I'm using. So for that, I'm going to do something like that. So once I do like this, you can see that my elbow is increasing in size, and also it looks a little bit more bigger. So once I do like this, I'm going to adjust that in a way that it looks a bit similar and also more adjacent. So once you click on this one, what it will do is it will reduce the size of the shape, and then you can drag it from here like this, and you can make it wide enough so that it can fit to the shape. So I think this much is wide enough. I'm going to reduce the size from here so that it resembles exactly what I want, so that it looks more prominent. I'm going to bring it to front, and you can see that this now appears like this is the part of this image, or you can bring this to front so that it looks like this. But for that, you can reduce the size shape a little bit more so that it looks like that this is the part of this, and this elbow covers this part. So once you're done with this one, you can use this shape, and you can bring it here, you can drag it. Now one trick, you want to show that the pipe is a part of this one, you can use like this. So one, you paste it like this, another one, copy one more, and you can paste it like here. Once you are done with this one, you can send this one to the back, and now you can see that it looks like this is a part of this image. Now for this one, what you can do is you can remove or increase the curvature of the shape. So once you remove the curvature of the shape, you can show it like this one. And once you are done with this one, you can decrease the size so that it looks like that this pipe is coming from top to the bottom. So now once we are done with this one, I'm going to replace and repeat the same steps. Once you're done with this one, you copy it. One way is to rotate them like this, which is more easier or sometimes difficult when you are dealing with a big shape. Or you can just use simply this tool, go to arrange options, rotate, and you can simply rotate them to left or right, however you want it. Okay. Otherwise, you double click here, you will have an option for shape format. You go here to shape format and you can simply rotate them from here to left or right, but however you like it. So now I'm going to place them here and I'm going to put it back and then send it to back. And once you send it to back, it will look somehow like this. Similarly, copy this shape here like this, and then instead of rotating like this, you can simply go here, rotate, and rotate 90 degrees, and you can use them like here, similarly like this. Now copy this shape, paste it here. Now what you can do is you can drag it down, and then one more elbow you have to use, so send it to back, and then copy this elbow, put it here, and now you have to rotate it. So there is another option to rotate for rotation, which is like this one. Like for example, you go to shape format, you go to rotate, you have an option to flip horizontal or flip vertical. So you can also flip horizontally or flip vertically once you click here like this, and then rotate one more time to left 90 degrees, and here you go. So that's how you rotate an image, and that's how you can manage some shapes that you want to be done more effectively. So once we are done with this one, we are going to work on our second part, which is the pump itself. So Control Shift and copy this one, and like this, let's just make it a little bit smaller from the previous one so that it looks like a bit different and also looks like a pump. Just copy this shape one more time and then reduce the shape height and drag it a little bit up so that it looks like a pump. And I'm just going to assemble this a little bit more and just try to make sure they are in the center and middle. So once you're done with this one, you can work on the down part, which is like this. And as you can see that we have something here, as you can see in the picture, there's something black and curvature in the top part. So you can just go to the insert menu, go to the shapes, and you can find another curvature like this one. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to rotate it like this, and then I'm going to spread it a little bit and then use it like this. So I'm trying to make sure that this shape resembles the width and is equal in the width in this one. I'm going to give a shape like this and color white. And similarly, I'm going to do one more thing, which is copy this shape again and reduce its size and length, decrease its height, and then I'm going to put it here in the middle, and I'm going to give it a color which is a black color, as you can see right now. So this is one part. So once I'm done with this one, I'm going to work in the inner details. I'm going to add small shapes so that it looks like a kind of a button inside, like a kind of a tool. So you can use these shapes. Just use some more rectangles, and you can use rectangles to show that these are some set of icons or set of buttons that we are using. Similarly, you can use some set of icons here, and 1, 2, and set of icons here. For example, if you have these 3 icons and you want them to be arranged in a systematic order, just select them, go to align and distribute horizontally, so it will be automatically distributed. Similarly, copy one more, paste, drag this shape, Control Shift and left click. You can make this copy, and then you can drag the shape and increase its size. And once you're done with this one, you can simply move this one a little bit down so that it looks a bit more easier and clear. And then what you can do is select all these and go to align to left. Once it's done, then align, distribute vertically. So once it's done, you can see that there's a proper distribution. Similarly, you can do the same step for this one. Go to select shapes, go to align, distribute horizontally. Once it's done, this shape is done. What you can do is you can add small meters here. What is that? I will explain you. For example, this is a curve, and you can see that this is a free form scribble. So I'm going to show something like that this is my kind of a temperature curve, something like this, that the temperature is changing in this one, or the flow rate is changing. I'm going to represent it like that. And similarly, I'm going to change its color, so it will look something like this, which shows that this is the main color or main something, some kind of a flow rate. Or what you can do is you can remove these 2 icons and you can place a small circle here. So go to shapes, insert, and use a small circle here, put a small circle here, reduce the shape. You can reduce the size of the shape, and then what you can do is go to the insert option and icons, and you can find a gauge here. So once you are done with this one, you can find a gauge option here. So just press gauge, GAUGE. You can simply find this one. I've also uploaded a video on the icon sets. So for those who don't have Microsoft Office 365, they can use this option, that you can download the icon set easily, and you can just use simply by downloading those icon set. I'm just going to reduce its size so that it can fit inside, and it will look like it is actually a gauge. And once you're done with this one, you can also put them up on the top. Okay, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to make this shape a rectangular shape. So go to shape format. You can simply replace this shape. Go to edit shape, change shape, and you can simply use them in this way. Now it looks much more better and also much more clear, because that before it was looking too congested. So I just wanted to make sure that it doesn't look too congested. And also I'm going to make them a little bit here, and also yeah, it looks fine like now. Okay, so once it's done, I'm going to work on the fiber part. So before that, I'm going to copy this shape here again, and I'm going to use it as a connector here, send them to the back. And one more thing which I have to do now is I'm going to add a pressure gauge over here also. So drag it here. Once you're done, copy this file again, reduce its size, and then shape format, go to rotate and rotate 90 degrees, or left, right, both are same, because it's going to show only the same image that you want in because no matter in which direction you rotate, it's going to be the same one. So send to the back. Now it looks like this one, and what you can do is you can either make them totally black, or you can just represent them in a gray format. So that's how you do it. And simply one more, copy this one, and simply go to shape format, rotate it like this. Now this time you have to make the length a little bit smaller. So once you're done with this one, reduce the length. And once in this particular case, you have to work on two parts. One is the outer side and one is the inner side. So one is something like this. So I'm going to give this white color instead, and also going to change the shape to a more strong edge shape. And then once it's done, I'm going to send it to back, and send it to back. Now you can see that this shape has this outer covering, so it looks like that there are two parts of the shape. One is the inner side and one is the outer side. And similarly, I'm going to send this one to the back, and also this one to the back. And now you can see that how it looks and how exactly it looks and shows the perspective of the image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the hollow pipelines. For that, I'm going to do one thing, which is simple thing. Use this shape, done, rotate them like this, and then copy this shape one more time, undo, control shift, drag it. Once you are done with this one, reduce the size a little bit. Now you can see that it looks somehow like this. And then you can either increase the size like this to match this one, and increase the length like this one so that it can match this one. So go to home format and try to make sure that they both have the same orientation, same color. So just go to shape format and choose a color which is light gray, and then choose outline, no outline. Just go to home, format this and shape, and you can select this one. And one thing you can do in this one is that you need to remove the preset in this one, because we don't want them to have any color or any shade which shows like that they are in different format. So I'm just going to give them a strong color here, and this one goes the same. And similarly, I'm going to copy this shape here down, and one shape is done. So once you are done with the one shape, you can group them and put them inside. Now you can see that they are a bit different in color. What you can do is you can reduce them in the size like this, and let's give them an outline now, black outline. And one way you can do is that you can give them a bit darker color. Once is this one, and these show hollow fibers and hollow some lines that you want to show. So this is just a representation. You can use different representation based on your own work. So I'm just trying to use some examples so that you can easily understand how we can do this one. So once you are done with this one, you can do something like this. You can make a small pipe which goes to another section, which shows that this section is the testing section. And you can also represent that one like this. Use a small chamber or small tower, small column. You can simply represent that like this. And similarly, use a white shape, and you can represent the inner side of the white shape like this. So this is the best way you can represent anything, is in simple and easy way, instead of being too complicated. Now we are going to work on the inner part of the diagram. So for that, I'm going to give them a little bit shade, which shows that this is my dirty water. And for the shape, I'm going to go in the shape and then shape outline or shape fill. just click here. You will see an option for shape fill, and click on the gradients, and you can add different gradients. For example, I'm going to show a turbid border, so I'm going to select this one. So once we are done with this one, we can add a turbid color to this one. It will show that this is something showing that this water is dirty, and we will similarly and slowly proceed to the further step. Let's just give no outline to this color, and let's just reduce the transparency for this part only. So as you can see that when I reduce the transparency, you can start seeing the pipe actually, but you cannot. Let me add a small color to this one. Let me just change the transparency for this one, because this is a darker color and everything depends on the major color that is being used. So I'm going to reduce the transparency of all the colors one by one, so that we can easily see what's happening. And also I'm going to give this color a little bit darker color, so that we can actually see what's actually going on inside. Or you can just use simply use the pattern fill. It will also help you a lot. So once you click on this one, you can see something is happening, and let's just delete this one and add a small color to this one, which is a little bit darker. Okay, now you can see what's happening actually. So let's just do it like this. Okay, once you're done with this one way, you can work on the other part, which is this one. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add different colors here. So go to shape format, solid fill, and then just add, let's say, red for the danger, and let's say green for the safety, yellow for the alarms, and this one just shows on and off. So you can just write on and slash off. So the reason why you can see is that because the font is in the white color, on and off, and reduce the font size, and you cannot see anything. So what you can do is actually add some pattern fill, or you can just use something like this. Okay, so this is how this portion is going to look, and then we are going to add some fill in this one. Let's say we are going to add a pattern in this one. We are going to add this pattern in this particular shape, so that we can easily see that. Now go to the pattern fill for this one. I'm going to add another pattern for this shape, let's say this one, just to make sure that we can have this image more prominent. Okay, now coming towards the main part, which is this one. So I'm going to show a fan effect in which it shows that the gradient goes from the black and brown water, and it goes to the cleaner water. So I'm going to add different color gradients. So this means, and this shows that the water starts from here, or let's say move this one. So the water starts from here. No, it's actually opposite. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, let me just remove these colors, and because the gradient is something like gradient is radial actually, so we have to make it linear though. So linear, and also have to set the direction. So that means the brown should start from the, let me see one more time, the brown should start from here, or let's say angle 0. Okay, yeah, now we are on the perfect grounds. Okay, 180, let's say remove to 90. Or you can see that it's rotated to this side. So now this is brown and this is blue, and in the middle I'm going to add one more, which is I'm going to add a white color, so that it can reduce the effect of the overall image. And we can just add a small light blue color, and it will show that the water is actually dirty in the start and is actually converting into cleaner water. So that's what actually is the purpose of the diagram, which shows that the water is dirty in the start and then goes to the cleaner part. So guys, this is how you make one diagram with the different colors and make them interactive. So you can also make this color more attractive by changing shape fill. Just go to this option, and you can add a pattern fill to this one and add a more dark color. Simply go here and you can change the color for the font. As you can see, I'm adding this one, which looks too much congested, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit, or I'm going to reduce the length of this water area, and I'm going to give them a bit more fill here, so that it looks like that this is actually a part of this diagram. So that's actually the purpose behind this one, so that you guys can see actually what how we can use different applications in Microsoft PowerPoint to make your diagrams more visible. And also you can add a transparency. No, for this particular image you cannot add a transparency, because this is the fill, this is the pattern fill. But if you are using some of these shapes, you can add a transparency. So that's the benefit of using the transparency and without transparency. So now one more thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to add small addition in this particular diagram, so that we can make it more complicated looking, and we can say that these are the samplers, so that this column, just what it does is that it takes the samples from the previous column and just separates them and do something, some analysis on them. So we can also make them, we can elaborate them by adding different section names, which is like the pump section or something like that, or fiber section, or the pump section, testing section, something like that. So you can now align them horizontally or vertically. This time we have to align them vertically so that they can be easily defined. So now let's just add small captions to these ones. So this one is a feed water tank, so I'm gonna write feed water tank, and I'm gonna make it bold. Undo, control B, bold, and let's just increase the size a little bit so that it's a bit more prominent, not that big. So let's just make 24 in size. And then when this is done, you can add this name as a pump, and then you can add another name for this one. Let's just move this under this one, and then let's just add a name for this one: U-shaped hollow fiber membrane. One thing is that when you're writing a caption, so make sure that you're writing the capital font so that it's more easier and more elegant looking, because if you write small font it doesn't look much attractive. So that's the key point for that. And then after that you can use this one as a testing. So this is the whole diagram, and once you get done with this one, you can remove this one and just select this one and group that. And once you're done with this one, you can add another outline for this diagram so that it can represent your actual graphic abstract, which you want to represent anywhere that you like. And you can send it the back, group out, shape outline, no outline, and shape outline black. And here you go. So what you can do is you can add a gradient fill to this one, not this particular one. Add a little bit lesser dark color or light gray color, which can give a more beautiful color or theme to your diagrams. So once you're done with this one, let's just add a small color to this one. It looks somehow like this. And what you can do is you can add more things in this part, particularly to make it more elegant and to make it more beautiful. So guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys like it. It's a bit longer video, so I'm going to divide this video into 2 sections, which I already have, so you won't notice that. So this is the part 1 and this is the part 2 for the video. And I hope you guys like this video, and if you haven't watched my previous video, do watch them on my YouTube channel. And till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.